in the world. That makes it Christmas Eve, and 8:35. Mike Barrett, we mentioned, for Good Policies. How you doing, buddy?
I am well. How are you?
I am well. I say Merry Christmas.
I do too. Merry Christmas. I
do.
also say Happy Hanukkah. And,
I do.
Happy holidays. I do it all. Happy
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
And Hanukkah kicked off on Sunday.
It did. It did.
Got them all.
Yeah. Cover the bases, sir. Cover the bases.
That's right. All right. So we got a beautiful morning out there, sunshine and all that good stuff. I see Charlie sitting out in the truck. I wonder what you get him for Christmas.
I got him. I can't. Well, I
Don't
have the
tell
radio on, so I can't tell you because
Okay.
he's listening. I don't want to ruin it for him.
You so followed my lead on that. I was thinking about something the other day. Don and I sit around the house. We watch YouTube videos because we don't have TV. Haven't had TV in 14 years, right?
How do you have YouTube videos where you don't have internet?
Cell phone, smartphone. Okay, so this is a time of year. We watched this guy who made up this thing. It's a glitter bomb.
Yep.
You know what a glitter bomb is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for the porch pirates
Yeah,
out
I've
there.
seen that video you're talking about.
It's the holiday season. We haven't brought this up. We haven't mentioned this at all, but folks are getting some really nice stuff for the holidays. You know, Joe Blow will get a big 60-inch 4K smart TV and can't wait to show the world on Facebook and stuff. This is not a good thing to do.
Well,
Unless.
Yeah. You want to make sure that you realize that you are exposing yourself somewhat.
That's
Absolutely.
right. And this is personal property, and there's insurance for that.
Exactly. Now let's start off real quick with how is personal property covered. There's going to be two ways because why? Well, there's three common types of policies that would cover you. So either you are a condominium owner and reside in a condominium, and you have coverage for the interior of the condominium from studs in for the materials of the building, but then you have personal property. And then you have a homeowner or a mobile homeowner, and you're going to have coverage on the dwelling, but also coverage automatically for personal property up to a limit. And then you've got the renter's insurance policy, also known as a tenant homeowner, also known as an HO4, also known as an ML4. Don't get confused. That's why we're here. But these are the three types of policies that cover you personally and are going to cover your personal property. Determination of personal property for most policies is going to be a percentage of what you're insuring the dwelling for. So if you're insuring the dwelling for $100,000, which most people wouldn't, but simple math on a Christmas Eve morning, $100,000, 70% of that is what's used to determine, with most companies anyway, the limit of coverage for personal property. So boom, you automatically on a regular homeowner policy have about $70,000 coverage on your personal property. Is that enough?
No.
It may not be. Okay, so there may be circumstances where if your home's insured for $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, you may want to dial back the automatic amount allotment that's provided for personal property to see if there's any cost savings. Not always the case, but worth checking. But you want to think about it. Don't just automatically go, I've got insurance. Because in those policies, you do have a little flexibility on personal property. Now let's go to the condo and the renters, opposite sides of the spectrum. You can dial in your personal property more specifically there. You don't want 70% of whatever the condominium coverage is because it's not going to be enough. So you want to increase it, okay? On the renter's insurance, you are the absolute decider of coverage. So do you want $25,000? Do you want $50,000? Do you want $300,000? You choose the limit of coverage for personal property. Then the utmost importance, deductible choices. Do you want a low deductible? Some companies go as low as $250. Some companies go as low as $500. Some companies stay no lower than $1,000. So these are deductibles that will be applied to the loss. So let's think about a porch pirate comes to your house. You're at work. You're thinking, man, I can't wait to get home. My 8K UH triple double, whatever TV is now available. And I can't wait to get that set up. And you get home and it's not there. Somebody stole it. All right. That's your personal property, and you're going to have theft coverage on a homeowner policy, but it's also going to be applied to your deductible. So if you have a less than your deductible allotment of things that were stolen from your front porch, you're just out that money.
Now, the only way that a consumer could prove that would be a delivery receipt or with like one of the doorbell cameras.
Get a ring.
Which are the things that we're seeing? Yeah, get a ring.
Get a ring. Don't get it for the inside because they'll watch you.
Yes,
but who cares if they're watching the front of your house?
Change your password. That's what they said in the news.
Do a two-step encryption, so two-step authorization to get in.
So a majority of our listeners may be renters. I am, okay? Mm-hmm. So we would take stock of all that we have, be it computers, be it personal jewelry, family jewelry, heirloom, stuff like that.
Right.
Maybe some artwork we have around. We would do an inventory of that and then set our coverage to that maybe a little bit more. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Because remember, these policies, if you're doing it right, these policies are going to settle loss to your personal property on replacement cost. So there's not going to be any mechanism that comes in and depreciates your personal property and says, well, your TV was 10 years old. No. If you had a 32-inch television, you are getting a 32-inch television, like, kind, and quality. The cost is going to be more, obviously, but it's replacement cost. That's what this policy is for. So a lot of people, their first statement to me is, I don't have much. I'm like, yeah, but we're not going to go to the rummage sale. We're not going to go to Aunt Clara or Uncle John and try to get the things that they gave to you growing up. We're not going to do that. We're going to get you what you lost. So in the grand scheme of a total loss, you want to make sure you have coverage. Now, there's so many reasons to bring up this coverage, this content this morning for personal property, because it is Christmas time. It is the holiday season. People are getting more items. So there's a little mechanism in all the policies that inflate coverage every year. And that's to hopefully prevent you from being underinsured. So on a renter's policy, if you had $25,000 coverage this year, 4% more for next year is what you're going to have. 4% for the year after that, depending on what you have for inflation guard. People go, I don't want that. Well, you're getting more stuff. You're acquiring more things. Christmas or the holiday season is a great example of that. So it's good to have that additional coverage. Now, let's say every kiss begins with K, or he went to Jared. If you are getting jewelry for your loved one, whoever it is, if you're getting a beautiful piece of jewelry for your loved one, remember that regardless of what we're talking about for personal property, there are sub-limits for certain types of loss to jewelry. Mysterious disappearance among them. So the diamond falls out, who knows where it went, not covered. If you haven't addressed that, schedule the jewelry. It's going to either waive the deductible completely or lower the deductible, which is great.
Same with a family heirloom, like Aunt Judith passed on a ring that came from her Aunt Minnie.
Exactly. Appraisals are key. If there's a monetary, the receipts are great. So if you're getting them for Christmas as a new item, receipts within the past 5 years is going to be what we use to add that specific piece to the policy. But if it's an heirloom that's being passed down generation to generation, an appraisal is going to be what you want to do. But these are ways to protect yourself. Any kind of collectible. In fact, anyone on Kingdom Trails, if you're getting somebody a $2,000 mountain bike, or $10,000.
I was going to say, that's a cheap one.
Or $30,000. I don't know how they go, but I know that they're up there. So you can specifically put those on your homeowner's insurance policy with most companies, which is huge. So if somebody steals or damages, you may not have that full policy deductible. You may have a lower one.
Well, we've been highlighting the fact that, things get stolen. But, two, this is the time of year. We hate to think about it, but it is a truality. It is a fact that you may have a chimney fire, you may have a fire period.
You may have a Christmas tree that's not been properly watered. You may have a Griswold cat.
A loss is a loss, a Griswold.
Did you get the reference, Jeff?
I certainly did.
Okay. If that cat had 9 lives, you just burnt through all of them there, Clark. These are all things that can happen, and you're right. I mean, these types of losses can certainly happen. And so you want to think about how to best protect yourself with whether you've gotten these items or not. Christmas presents still are your toys and your belongings and your personal property. So find ways to properly protect yourself.
Great subject this morning. Thank you.
Yes.
Now, we're wrapping up the year here. I know you'd probably like to say happy holidays to a bunch of your clients out there.
I would. I want to first thank the staff that we have. Jen and my wife, Jen Barrett, and myself have owned Barrett Insurance Agency, second generation husband and wife. We took it over in 2015. I want to thank Kim, who's also my mother-in-law, and I'm saying this because if she hasn't gotten me my Christmas present yet, maybe she'll upgrade it. Kim, thank you for all that you've done. Anita, thank you for everything that you've done. We have really great staff at our office. All of our clients absolutely appreciate all that you do, all that you trust within us to help serve your needs. It's an absolute honor to be here in the kingdom and help people out. That's what we love.
And, of course, the folks that tune in on Tuesdays for good policies.
Absolutely.
Give them the contact stuff.
Well, let me throw one more quick thing. We are in the spirit of the season closing at 1 o'clock today and will not be reopening until Monday.
Okay.
But if you need immediate assistance, call the office line. Prompt for Jen or myself to get us live on the phone is still there. Plus, Jen and I are monitoring our voicemails and emails all through the holiday season and can address things as they arise so that you don't have to wait. We just won't physically be open at the office. You can find us in Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, 748-5224, online, thebarrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, and YouTube, all Barrett Insurance Agents.
Well, for all the years I've known you and Jen, Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Merry Christmas to you and yours, too.
Ethan has a wonderful morning.
That boy is so darn excited.
Of course he is. All right, good policies.
So am I.
Magic in the morning, and the kids are sending it out to the music now with some more holiday favorites.